So in these tutorials, we're going to talk a little bit about how to build a website, in particular the Little Genius Games website that I plan to um, make live soon. And I think this is important for both my students and other people who may be interested in building a client-server type web page where it stores information. So we're going to build a bunch of simple web pages that are sort of built off of the Little Genius Games site. One thing that I want to kind of point out is that you want to sort of keep the web pages on the client side pretty light, which means not very intensive, and all of the heavy information and calculations held by a server. We're probably going to build it on our local machine first, and then after that we'll push it out to actual web browser or web service. Okay, so what we're going to be using is ASP and C# to sort of create our pages, a little bit of HTML on the front end, and probably most likely SQL for our server. So let's start with making a new page. So I'm just going to go to File, New, and I'm going to go to Website. Now it's important that you understand I'm using Visual Studio here. This is the professional version. What I want to do is, just for now, we're going to start with an ASP.NET empty website, and the language we're going to use is C#. So I'm going to go ahead and leave all of these alone, but I'm going to change it from website to the name here. I'm going to leave it in that websites folder. I'm going to name it Little Genius Games because that's the website that I'll eventually be porting all of this over to. And I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. So now we have this very basic empty template, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add, by right-clicking on the Little Genius Games link here, we're going to go down to Add, New Item, and we're going to scroll down until we see HTML page. And I'm going to go ahead and hit Add. So what we get is a very basic empty HTML page. And our heading is our title. So for example, whatever we type in here, we can say welcome to Little Genius Games, exclamation point. And the body is where, it's sort of the body of our page, and the header is our header. So let's go, and that encapsulates our title. So let's just click the Firefox button to see. I'm going to do run without debugging and just hit OK for now. You can see here that we get welcome to Little Genius Games, exclamation point. It says it on the tab. And if we want to type anything in the body, we can sort of insert new options and things like that. So for example, if I decide to create a header, for example, you can see that we get a pop-up here, and this is Microsoft's IntelliSense technology. So it kind of aids us in coding. So you can see, say I want to put a header 1, which is pretty much the size. It auto-fills it for you. So, and again, depending on the 1 or the 2 or 3, it's the size of the header. So I can type in Little Genius Games as my header, hit F5, and actually it's Control F5 to run without debugging, and you can see here. Let's do this one more time. Genius, Control F5 this time, and you can see that it created the header for me. So we're going to be building a lot more powerful websites. I just kind of wanted to get you into the basics of this in the first video of how to sort of set up a very basic project in Visual Studio.